So this is Kal Kat to the Kal Kats or other places. Tonight's episode though is not about that. The on location cats, Abra Cadabra and Houdini. They're sort of the cat versions of SAP, SAP, Sarah, Abra and Pop. Abra was originally not the cat. It was originally they just changed some names around from these characters. Sarah, Alex, and Philip. Now it's a Sparkle, Abra and Pop. There was an Abra in the Disney Channel. That's what that was from. I'm assuming the cat was named something else. So it's a coincidence. So, So we went to Mark's Cards, and I went to Disneyland. And when we got back from Disneyland, I discovered that one of the cats was sick. We had Cadabra was sick, and thought maybe just had something, a virus or something. It turns out it was getting worse. A week or more passed. Then took it to the vet on Monday to discover that the cat had cancer. Poor kitty had cancer all over itself, and it was starting mostly in its mouth. And so the cat was she was 17, and we had to have her go to kitty heaven on Tuesday. So Mrs. Dunn from the church assisted me. I was quite distraught. I am now, but I'm trying to. I have a little shrine set up for the cat, a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I didn't know how to start with a video about the passing of a 17-year-old kitty, Cadabra, the middle cat. The story of Abra and Cadabra and Houdini goes back to 2009, the middle of 2009 in the summer. Dad passed away in 2009. He was 83 from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I was just, of course, distraught. And the family grieving about that, and I went to the Humaine Society, and it was a few months after Halloween, and there was a bevy of black cats black cats and kittens from Halloween that had been shipped in there because people would buy a black cat and then not want it. They just wanted it for Halloween night and brought it back. So there were two, and that's messed up. And then at the Humane Society, that was messed up. So so there was a cat. I wanted to get a cat, and it turns out there were two. Cadabra was a sweet little kitten, and they were just about a year old, a little less than a year old, 11 months. And although on the tags and things it said September, but that was when they were tagged. That wasn't when they were born, because otherwise, it was June. So it was July. So it was 11 months later. So it was probably it was July of. It was got them in July of 2009. So 11 months earlier would have been June of 2008. So something like that. Isn't that right? Something like that. In 2009. Houdini adopted us in 2014 at a VBS Vacation Bible Camp that was going on, and there was a little kitten, starving little kitten, meowing. There was a little kid there, but it suddenly wasn't hers. I think it was. She just had to give it up. So, but yeah, we took in Houdini, who it turned out at 3 had bladder sand problems and was disparaged. But he survived, and he's on special diet, and he is now a little bit overweight. He's a big kitty, big kitty. His sisters, Abra and Cadabra, they were named that by the Humane Society, so we kept it. It was cute. We named him Houdini, and it was appropriate and apropos. He tends to escape. And so so when Abra and Cadabra were kittens, they were child stars like Kal Kat was. And because kittens are cute, but full-grown cats are not cute. And although they are cute to cat people, they're not famous anymore. So it's sort of like the mean kitty was cool back in the day, but then he grew up, and then nobody cared. So yeah, I was like, that kind of thing. The piano cat grew up, you know, grumpy cat grew up, and he's just grumpy old cat, and then passed away. So there's a bunch of famous cats, and so Houdini and Abra and all of us missed the kitty, the sister. In a sense, since cats have a fast reproductive rate, Houdini is little brother who grew up big, but technically adopted son of the two cats, Abra and Cadabra, because it's 3 years later. It's son. 6 years later. It's 2014. Yeah. 2009, 2014. Yeah, 5 years later. So it's son. Yeah. Stepson, adopted son. Anyway, so yeah, the cat minutia is not terribly important, I'm sure to you, but the premise that famous kitty cats who are in all the cat videos and cat songs and stuff, because Dan and Pam also adopted Woofie and Waffle, a couple of kitties, a year and a half into Abra and Cadabra. They also had a dog named Floyd and another dog named Conan. Conan passed away many years ago. Floyd passed away last year, and Floyd was just a little older than Abra and Cadabra. A little Chihuahua mix, something or other. Conan was a bulldog, big slobbery bulldog. So yeah, the cats, so we did music videos when they were kittens, because why not do the music videos as a kid? Houdini really didn't have the same chops to be in the music videos. He didn't really get it. The other two cats were more photogenic with the music videos. Kitty did like posing though when he got older. So a lot of funny poses of Houdini, but pretty much the other two are not. They're more photogenic than him. There are several videos on the site, the channel. The California Cat. We did a lot of parodies, like Weird Al. We did parodies, but with cat videos. So we have, I believe it's Katy Perry's Roar and Katy Perry's California Girls, which is a remix of California Girls by the Beach Boys. It's a remake and it's a remix because they only use one line to the Beach Boys in the song. Yeah, they just use one line, one chorus. Go on to do the rest of it. They also we did the LUV Madonna song as a cat one. In the early days of our YouTube channel, so there's not a lot of extra stuff on it. Oddly enough, though, the Roar one and California Cats and the Madonna one, and Kitty Kit Cat, all four of them have been stolen and appeared as other cat videos on other channels and gone viral there. But they were on our channel first because there are cats. The one about the startled kitties who are startled at the realistic Siamese cat statue, Woofie and Waffle. That's Woofie and Waffle. Dance cats. Waffle passed away. Wolfie's still alive. Woofie passed away 2 years ago or so. Wolfie's still alive. Waffle's gone. He's a senior kitty, and he's in Gilroy. In a fancy posh place, kitties. but yes, Abra and Cadabra were not so fancy. They're like Britney Spears. Their fortunes were squandered on high living. No, it's probably more like Lindsay Lohan. No, the cats. They're yeah. So there's you know. So yes, this is Kal Kat, the Calicaster. This is a review of. Well, it's not a review. This is the history of the cats. On location cats, the Cadabra, the middle cat, passed away from cancer on Tuesday, just just a couple of weeks after Disneyland, the cat was sick and stuff and tested. So the cat had to go to cat hip. So it's very sad. Yeah. So so we have Houdini and Abra left over. The history of the cats is that after Dad passed away in 2009, the cancer, he was 83. Very distraught about the kitty, So I went and adopted some cats from the Humaine Society in July of 2009. After my father passed away in April 2009, a little over a month later, I went to the Humaine Society and adopted 2 black kitties, Abra and Cadabra. Cadabra was the friendly kitty that immediately came out of the little cat sanctuary thing. Immediately started purring, so I'll take this one. And they're all like, there's another one in the hutch, it's hiding in there. The cat still does that. Abra, she did the other one. She didn't want anybody to touch her. She was just real shy. And so we Abra and Cadabra. Cadabra was the outgoing one, the one that sings. Outgoing one. And they were very acrobatic and talented. So immediately they were going to be cast in our videos at Sap One Productions, On Location Cats. That's where the name comes from. Also California Cats, Kal Kat. It's the long version. Kalkat, not those other ones that are copycatting us. In that, scary black kitties. They weren't scary. But yes, there were meanies that every year that apparently drop off their Halloween cats after they're done with them. Who knows what nefarious thing they were doing with their Halloween kitties. It was the case in 2009 anyway. Who knows what's going on. So Abra and Cadabra, so there was a Sap, Sarah, Abra, Sparkle, Abra and Pop, Sarah, Alex and Phil. The Martha's kids, my nieces and nephews wanted to be in the thing, and their friend. Wanted to be they'd have their own YouTube channel and be popular. Ironically, if they had stayed doing a YouTube channel, they would have been more popular than mine. They would have been almost viral. They would have wanted to see that. If they had done a YouTube thing, the whole 9 years. So the cats, the girls, Abra and Cadabra, were born in 2008, but were adopted in 2009. They were kittens in the music videos California Cats, LUV Madonna, which is incorrectly labeled, and the other version of it, which is labeled correctly, the LUV Madonna song, the Abra Cadabra. Well, in order to make the rhyme work, Abra Cadabra. I know it doesn't work, but it's a parody of the song. So, somebody was complaining in the comments years ago. It doesn't. Yeah, it's because of the name. It's the name. It's a joke. It doesn't make sense. And Weird Al would do that too. He would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna just, it's all about the Benjamins. That doesn't make sense. With the Pentiums, that doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to." Amish Paradise. That's supposed to make sense. But yeah, it kind of does in that one. So you have, So there were the kitties. They weren't meant to be like cat superstars or whatever. But we did these song music video thing parodies. We had a variety show. The Kal Kat show was a variety show. Ran from 2009 to 2015, and on the main review channel. We were a variety show, variety hour thing. We don't have a lot of subscribers, but that's because the bots went in there and chewed them all up in the 2 purges in the 2010s and the 2020s. Yeah, just before the pandemic and just during. There were more at some point, and there were a lot more. There were so many views and subscribers that the Kal Kat show was known locally in Milpitas, San Jose, whatever, and go to the conventions, even in 2025, Fanime, they were still known locally. Oh, there's Kal Kat. He's over there. Cool. But yeah. I pointed that phenomenon out to Marsh Cards, and then he and I went to a couple of the conventions, and although we didn't see it at first, he did eventually see it. It's like, oh my gosh, that guy is dressed like the Silly Kelly character. What? Why? The only way that works is you know him from church. That's the only way that works. Well, maybe I do. Or you're just dressing like modern people. But no, the cowpoke hat is everywhere around here. We got the cowpoke hat on, in the variations of the hat. The others, they like the cowpoke, Clint Cowpoke, and Silly Kelly. Silly Kelly's easier to do. It's a ball cap, not plaid, or not plaid. And that's easy. It's not even really a costume. Regular Kal Kat is just a T-shirt, funny writing on it. But usually it has to say Turtle Tees on it to be an accurate Kal Kat shirt. T-Turtle. It has to be T-Turtle. So no. Well, it's not a sponsor. That's just the shirts we usually have on set. This is not. This is Target. This is a Target shirt. Lucky. Yeah. Yeah. So the cat. It turned out Cadabra had cancer, and she was 17. Abra is also 17 now, and she had to go to cat heaven. So I didn't know how to put the video together or talk about that and all that. Eldest cat daughter, you see, and that sucks. But yes, our little kitty, a little guy, and Mrs. Dunn from the church helped with the arrangements. So they didn't realize how small the cat was, though. So a little bitty. Cadabra's not that big. Looks bigger on the TV. You see. She's not that big. She wasn't really that big at all. She was maybe at most 10, 11 pounds when she was healthy. Maybe 9 or 10, but she's down to 5. So something was wrong. So really tiny, not a very big cat. Abra's a little bigger. She's a little bigger. She's more hefty, and still kicking. Abra's always had these little gray hair tufts here and around the eyes, kind of like an owl, and back here and back. Even when she was a kitten. Those early pictures of them, they're like, Cadabra's all black. Cadabra was longer, silkier, a little bit of Oriental, little Siamese in her. Something else. Abra was more just an American black cat with some kind of mix. I don't think they were actually sisters. I think they're a bonded pair, but they're not actually siblings, the same litter. They just happen to be like bonded pair. And Houdini, who came 6 years after them, was a rescue from the park. There was a kid out there next to this kitten, and it was clearly hers, but she couldn't keep it. So Mom and I took in the cat, and only for half a night, disparaged over whether we should take it to the Humaine Society as a feral cat. But then it immediately fell in love. So it was like the kitty was like, no, I'm not feral. I can be tamed. But he wasn't the same kind of show cat as the other two. Abra and Cadabra had more of a stage presence as kittens. By that time, they were 5 years old, so they weren't kittens anymore. Houdini became then the kitten star, but not as much. Short films, gag reels, and things like that. But Abra and Cadabra were in these music videos. There was a Katy Perry one, 2 Katy Perry ones, a Madonna one, and a bunch of others. Dan also had some cats. There was also a dog called Floyd. Dan's cats were Woofie and Waffle. Waffle eventually passed away a couple of years ago. Wolfie's still alive in cat retirement across town in Gilroy. And Floyd passed away last year. He was just a little older than the cats. 17 is very old for a cat. But we have had cats that were older. the oldest living cat of the Cat City. The mini cat town is named after Cat City. Cat City is the original name of the Kal Kat show location, Cat City. Back in the day, of the Cat's Meow, the original Cat's Meow. Ripping off Hot Wheels Heroes from the 80s. Or were they ripping off me? I don't know. But the point was that there were many of these generations of cats. And some of the cast of the church were mentioning the last Wednesday, a couple of days ago, that there was one cat that was the oldest on record. It wasn't Clara. It wasn't Sneaky, although close. They didn't know what all the other cats were. This was Evie, Adam's Evie, a famous cat, a famous show cat. Well, there was Meow, it was Martha's cat, the Siamese kitty, who did grow to old age, about 17. Like the cat got up there. She got up there, but she was 17 or 18. She was a famous show cat. But Evie was also a show cat. She was a domestic long-haired cat. And Martha pointed out that a tortie long-haired cat, black and white. Yeah. And Martha was one that groomed it, combed it. Yeah, it was gonna win the cat show. You know, like in the cat shows, they stretch the cat out to look it over, and the cat. I tried to be nonchalant explaining this story to Andrea, or from the cat, one of the teacher ladies. Well, it broke the wind, I said. And she didn't get it. It's like, do I have to say farted? Like, oh, yeah. I guess I did. I had to say farted. The judge gave her the award anyway. and the consensus was that the judge didn't want to disappoint 11-year-old me. Just gave, okay, disappoint little kid, not give him an award. That's what it was. Evie, best in show. Evie was from 1980, born 1980, and the cat lived to the ripe old age of 21 years old. That cat was present all through high school, junior high school, college. First time around college, I graduated in 98 from San Jose State. That cat was still around. That is a very, very, very old cat. 18 there. And 2000, 2001 at the end of the second group, or the end of the college group at the church, when everybody went off to get married, Evie was still alive. That cat was still around during the infamous 28th birthday party. The cat was still around. It was in the garage somewhere, like hiding in a box. It was like, dang, that is an old cat. Crazy Sarah was one of the cats. Sarah may be named for that cat. And of course the cat, that name is also from Starcrackers. But yes, SAP. So SAP Productions. There are also, you might think, oh, he's just thinking of the SAP Center with where they do the Sharks games and stuff. Actually, there's a weird coinkydink there. But I don't think it is a coinkydink. I think that somehow San Jose knew about SAP Productions, and when we closed our version of it in 2014, they simply renamed the stadium after our company. They're like, yeah, we liked you guys so much. Rename the Shark Stadium SAP after you guys. Oh, that's awfully nice of you. Too bad we're not getting any of that sweet moolah from that at all, because we're not getting paid for any of this. And our songs and videos as well, not getting paid for any of this. Back in the day, in the early days of YouTube, they had something else, which they still have now, the algorithm going back and forth, and they had more views. We had a lot more views, a lot more subscribers, and you could go to the conventions and see it. But also, yeah, I was not at the convention this year. I wasn't at the, well, the new one is GalaxyCon, but they're actually a Florida group, so the ones running that wouldn't know us at all. But the guests might. Fanime, they know us. Fanime, absolutely, not for years. Fanime knows us. But yes, stuck with it. After the stories didn't go anymore, I went. I haven't been on there in ages. But yeah, so it's like that. So anyway, YouTube used to have connections with MTV Presents and Comedy Central Presents and that kind of thing. And they used to have connections to just airing random people's videos without paying them. They just air them. So occasionally, weird things would happen with just random people that would launch them to stardom on YouTube, because Tosh.0 would put a clip of one of their videos on there. They didn't ask them, they just put them up. There was another show called Ridiculousness on MTV that also did that. Yes. So even though some of my cat videos, even though they're not viral, they should be, because the Katy Perry Roar parody, it's been on Tosh.0. It's been on Tosh.0. The California Cats has been on Ridiculousness on MTV. I didn't get paid. It just showed up there. They just played a clip from it. This guy with a cat, what's he doing? Kitty Kitty Kit Kat, or Kitty Kitty Kit Kit. Appeared on one of the other shows. But that should have been on Tosh too, but it wasn't. The Madonna one appeared on somebody else's show as well. So there's like other channels like airing our stuff, and they're getting the viral video, but they didn't write those. Those are me. And no, I did not do Nyan Cat. That was somebody else. The reason Nyan Cat works though is because it's simply a K-pop song that's been sped up. Yeah, I keep suggesting do the Milpitas Monster. Because not nepotism would be funny. But yes, and I suggested to Robert Burrell from the Milpitas Monster director last weekend when I saw him, and I told him the pirates weren't me, and I showed him those pirates are not from around here at all. They're probably from India, but they're just using the name Kal Kat because of course they are, because they stole the name just like those people steal the songs. And so they're they stole the name, and the whole movie they're like, you can tell it's a fake pirate base site, because they're like, they got only 2 movies on there. One of them's a nunsploitation movie. Clearly they had 15 other movies in order to get enough bandwidth from YouTube to be able to put a movie on there. They clearly had a lot of others, and they were taken down, so they copy striked all the time. They keep coming back, whoever they are. But Cat Sky is not me. Anyway, so the alien in the car. It'd be awesome. Do it. It'll go viral. Yeah, I was thinking about other people who could go viral. Actually, Sap One Productions could have actually been big, except for having a center name after it. They could have been bigger. They could have done. The sister could have done dog videos. Everybody likes dog videos. Second only to cat videos. Cat videos are bigger, of course. Dog videos. There's the Shirley Seba channel, which does the cat parodies, the infamous viral Bohemian Cat City, which sounds like Cat City, but it's Rap City. That's probably the greatest musical accompaniment of cats ever currently. It's really good for cats. Cats, meow. Yeah, the girls didn't go viral. And I've done a humanoid cat there on the wall here. Really cat people. That's right. I could have printed up like some fan art. I'll do some fan art. I'll get some people's fan art later. I'm sure the fans will send in ideas for fan art. I'll go like, oh, I like that one. I'll put that up on the wall. Cat honoring the kitties thing. Yes. So, hasn't happened yet. Send me fan art. I'll put it on my wall. But yeah, as long as it's clean, of course. Yeah, so we don't want Rule 34 of Abra and Cadabra and Houdini. Although, oh my, if there was some, I'm not saying. Continuing on with what would be the 15th season, 17th season, really, of the show. Yeah. 17th season. We went back to Disneyland. The Disneyland video, I believe, is on this channel or the other one. I think there's at least one version of it on this one. What would be the other one? I think so. So yeah, there's footage. There's a recap that's about an hour, and there's another hour of the slideshow with commentary. The recap includes Kal Kat and Mark's cards before all that other stuff happened. But yeah, kitties. Kitty Meow. Meow and fit. Cadabra. Cadabra was known for purring very loudly and being cute and going up behind the chair and coming back here. The chair. She shredded the back of the chair. That's why it's covered on a pad. Didn't shred me, but shredded the chair. Abra was known for called Scratchy Girl. She really doesn't want to be picked up. Unless you're Mark's cards, in which case you just walk up to her and just let you pick her up. But yes, kitty, meow and fit. I like and subscribe to cat songs. I know the audio isn't the best, but they consider when they were recorded, it would be silly to re-upload other versions of them after the 2014 re-uploads, which fixed the audio a little, because then it's not the original. If we do what George Lucas to it and fix it so the audio is better, then that doesn't work. Now I did do that with the Macross 7 medley for the 7th Moon. I did do a new version of that for the one channel, just because I wanted to, because it's just a remix. That's fine. But I don't know if I'm going to do any remixes of the Kal Kat songs, just because the footage goes with the music. It would be like remaking a Weird Al song from the 80s. Why would you do that? Some of the other parodies needed to be remade in 2014, but that was in that era when it was like, okay, we can do this a little better. When we had more production stuff and could do other stuff. I remember there was that infamous spoof of an Eminem video where instead of it being Love the Way You Lie, it was Love the Things You Buy, and the Eminem video thing was run through the Sat Productions group toward the end of their run there, and they're like, and my niece Sarah of Sparkle, of course, it was her birthday today. But anyway, instantly, but she suggested, why don't you go into the mall and redo this so that you pass by the stores, so that when he says the lines about the store, get the joke. A little, like, hit him over the head with the joke. Like, hit him over the head, because in order for it to be something millennial, you gotta really tell him right straight out. I thought so. So we went to the Great Mall and got permission to shoot a music video, and I did the music video over again. It's just glorious, the Great Mall, and then we were able to do it again later on. We covered Black Friday a couple times there, the mall thing. Yes, I was not kicked out to the mall doing music videos. Yeah, and it Loves the Sales You Buy thing was funnier with the added footage. As for that roar one, that roar one is funny. That's the Katy Perry one, where she's singing about a tiger and a lion and stuff, and other. She's basically using movie taglines for the lyrics to her song. Zero to Hero has been in several movie taglines. Eye of the Tiger is from Rocky, and it was a lion in the trailer, in the music video, not a tiger. Which is really weird that she said Eye of the Tiger in there. That's not a tiger, that's a lion. So I made fun of that. And this is back when I also did Lady Gaga a couple times, because we did the Lady Gaga stuff. And a Justin Bieber one. It was a Trekkie O instead of Baby O. That was great. But back when Justin Bieber was fun. Back when we stopped doing concert. Yeah, and came to the SAP Center. Event Center. Sarah saw him in concert. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't done any parodies of any Taylor Swift stuff. Just it doesn't really, it doesn't pop like Lady Gaga used to. In fact, Weird Al tried to make a Lady Gaga parody song. It didn't work because she's already halfway weird. See, I knew how to do it with Lady Gaga parody song. I was like, okay, you take a Bad Romance and you say, okay, this is already weird. It already has like a mobster guy in it and a bunch of other stuff and a bunch of goofy French saying at one point, and you make your comedy or jokes the juxtaposition of the situation. See, Weird Al was just like, oh, in his video version of one of her songs, oh, she's weird. It's not enough. Now, I know this guy used to do other stuff that was weird, so I don't know why he didn't get that. But this one he didn't get. He made a parody of blurred lines called Word Crimes as well with show tunes. Same kind of idea. So you take Bad Romance and you turn it into, it was one of my first music videos for YouTube, into Bad Randomness, because randomness was a big deal in 2009, 2010. Randomness. So I will make a video that's random because it's random anyway. So I took this idea of it being this insane party monster lady who's fashionista and she's trying to like fit in by being bizarre. You could just tell that later on she was going to go straight and not be bizarre anymore after she gets her career going, which she did. But back then, she was bizarre. So I thought, why not flip that and say, okay, she's so random that she's beyond random. She's bad randomness. Nice. Video. It features the Abra and Cadabra, the cats, and me in there. One of them jumped in the tub, but there's no water in it. There's the cat attacking my foot at one point near the end. The cats attack me, and then what happened is there's an attack. There's a bunch of goofy stuff in there. Instead of it being mobsters and party monsters, it's the cats, and the part at the end where I did it before Sherry Vine did it. I did a gag, a fart joke. I was like dun, 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 on the bed thing, and I was like, and the cat happened to jump off the bed really quickly. So I thought, you know what, I'm doing a fart right here. And I kind of waved and then filmed it back in. Looked like a fart. No, the cat just jumped off the bed, and that was the end of the video. And then I went back and filmed the rest of it. But yeah, there was I did the worm dance up the thing, and recently I did the worm dance again at the Do It party. I gave myself a trophy. So there was a party that these guys were leaving from the church, and I finally got my very own first dance trophy. Dance trophy. Yeah. It was mostly funny because like over 50 and I'm still doing the worm dance. Some of my siblings were jealous. One of them was. Oh, no, how'd you do that? Oh. And why not? Yeah, if I can still do it, I can still do it. The worm dance. Yeah. Bad randomness. And YouTube videos are supposed to be random. One of the highest rated videos on YouTube, it has like some ridiculous number, like 500 billion views. It's ridiculous. It's called What Does the Fox Say? It's one of the most famous videos on YouTube. It literally, some Scandinavian guys running around the woods literally making baby noises. This thing is viral, like mega viral. Like wow. People have tried to rip it off. What does the fox say? Yeah. Randomness is cool on YouTube. They needed more of that at Sap Productions. They needed to be more like that. They needed to do their own music videos. They could have been better than mine. They just didn't do it. And now they're over on those other channels like Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. I don't really go on that. I have Facebook only. I don't have Twitter. I don't have TikTok. I don't care about those places. I just don't. Say on YouTube. YouTube has a certain amount of anonymity. They cannot tell where you are. There's Facebook, they can tell where you were. If you post like, oh, I have pictures, I'm on my trip. That's why there aren't any Disneyland photos on that main thing. Only the slideshow after the fact. So we have fans chasing us around the park. Mr. Story wanted us to find somebody in the park to get some item he left behind 6 years ago. That wouldn't have worked. Yeah, I mean, then they would have known we were there. But it wouldn't have worked. So yeah, they're he's still around too. So yeah, I guess that's kind of it. I was just kind of an update kind of thing, just mentioning things. Yeah. So that's the making of music videos and stuff. Like and subscribe to the Kal Kat Show. Yeah, watch those music videos with Abra and Cadabra in them now that one of them has passed. Watch them until they go viral on my channel. We're not reprinting them. We're not going to do updates of them because it wouldn't work. If the audio was suddenly better, it wouldn't make sense. The fact that it's random and early is better. It was actually kind of a mono back then, which is why it's like that. So yeah. The update is just louder. It's not really stereo.